You interrupt my speech, it's in case your battery got runs down. There's one thing I must warn you about. The first day is I'm going to make many toasts through this speech. That's for so the people that's with us can get 3 or 4 drinks going. I know some of you don't need a speech or a toast to do that. I'm not at your opera. So as I go through the speech, if you feel that take the toast and take the drink, feel free to do it. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the white... Oh, sorry. Here's number one. Have a drink to that if you want. I'm an unaccomplished speaker, and after being in the house where there have been 2 women for many years, I get very little chance to speak. And to be honest, fewer opportunities for folk listen to me. It gives me great pleasure to stand here today and welcome you all to this very happy occasion, where I get to hand over my daughter to Robert Littlejohn. Some of you have made long journeys to be here today, some as far away as Thailand, and we hope that you have a great time with us in these lovely surroundings in the Dumfries Arms. There's been 6 times when I've been speechless in my life. That's when I first saw Jean. My children were born, and I saw her born in her wedding dress in Florida. And Stacey, today's the 6th time when I see you getting married. You look lovely and have made me and your mum very proud. This is where I talk about my lassie, and I'm sure she's sitting there thinking, oh no, what's he going to say? I'm certain she's sitting there thinking, oh no, but don't worry about it, it's not that bad. Save all the bad stuff for Robert. I've known Stacey for many years, in fact, and I think it all her life. And I can say it in the time where she's brought me much joy and happiness. And if the truth be told, there have been times that I could have killed her as well. However, mostly it's been good. One thing I will say is that the few odd times that me and Jean disagree, Stacey takes my fare. Know that this should come into the family and can be heard saying frequently, oh, is that right, Jean? Of course, Jean. I'll get it, Jean. I was wondering what to say about Stacey and looked at some old photos for inspiration. Jean and I loved the ones where she was lying in a little bed, gurgling and dribbling. But then when we looked closer, we realised she was drunk. Stacey was young, she was a quiet and loving daughter, and some of the earliest memories I have with her are with her cousins Jade and Natasha. There is a particular photo of Stacey, Jade and Stuart sitting in our house when we stayed in Downison Place, where you look and think 3 lovely veins, butter wouldn't have melt in their mouth. Fast forward 20 years and you think 3 lovely veins, but the butter's well and truly melted, I can assure you. There was also a time that we went to Florida way back in 2002, the first of the family, with Jade, Natasha, Audrey, Dick and Colin, when Stacey was only 11. It was the first time that we were in the States, and being there with the family was great. Stacey and her lovely bridesmaid here, Jade, cost me a fortune at the time. However, this wasn't necessarily down to them, it was down to the other one, Natasha, who I used to give dollars to and say, keep that a secret. Natasha was the youngest, and I said, give her a few dollars and say, keep that a secret. Within 2 minutes, Jade and Stacey were up at me, where's yours? Well, the one thing I learned then was this lot stick together, so now I don't give them nothing. The groom. Robert was a courteous, kind and all-round nice guy. It was a pleasure to welcome him into our family. However, it must be said that he's been like a member of the family since the first day he came to our house. But that means he has ate us out of house and home. Leaves the washing for Jean to do and takes all my tools without returning them. You can see Laurie the middle and saying, you've got tools. We first became aware of Robert back in 2012. Stacey started going over to Newcombe to meet a friend, and I pleaded with her, don't do it, hen. I went to Newcombe to meet a friend, and look what happened to me. Anyway, after the visit, she would take some food from the kitchen, or would call in at Domelin to get a Chinese meal on her way there, telling us it was for her and a friend to eat and watch the telly. As the story unfolded, it turned out like an episode of Long Lost Friends, and it finished me and Jean were crying like veins. Turned out our friend was more than a friend, but this guy had fallen in some difficult times, and Stacey felt the need to share her meals with him. And you look at the size of him now, I think he ate all of them. The biggest issue that made us feel down at the time was he didn't have a fridge. Well, enter the future mother-in-law, she went into fridge overdrive and tried to get a fridge for this guy she didn't even know, and ensured that when Stacey went over to Newcomer in the future there was enough for them both to eat. I said to her, look Jean, I once bought a person from Newcomer a fridge and she stayed with me for about 35 years. Be careful here, Stacey. The friend, of course, turned out to be the groom, and I can tell you, there is no one more delighted than me and Jean to have Robert in our family, even though he keeps going on about Queen of the South. Can't vote or something. But don't worry, Stephen Stewart, me and Stuart are working on him, and he's now been to some real football games, including an Old Firm derby, which we won, so we've all said he can get back. Your Stuart's no happy though, because they've moved him down to son number 3. Only getting bigger. Can't speak for your mum. Eventually Stacey and Robert got closer and they started to come over. Everyone in the house took them straight away, and to his lovely dog and our friend Pippa. Now if you know Jean, we're lucky to get in the house, never mind the dog. Pippa was welcomed with open arms. Robert thought that Mrs McCullough Senior was a lovely person. Stacey warned him, and so did I, that things would change, and they eventually would see the real Jean. What do you think now, Bing? Mind you, he's handy for some things. If I want roasted cheese at night, just get Robert to ask for it. Anyway, they decided that they would look for a house together and told me this one Saturday morning in the summer of 2013. You remember? Well, given that I wanted rid of them away and to have the house to ourselves, I got to work and they were in the house that Saturday night. That's no lies, that's thanks to my mate Gabby Bryce and his daughter Alison, who had the house across the road. We managed to get them in there. The van was booked, furniture loaded, and they were moved in all in one day. I loved it. Mind you, they still throw it in my face to this very day. Me, I just smile. Job done. But I think they will agree it was the best thing that happened, as they realised they were right for each other. And since then have moved into their own house on Main Street in Blackner. They've added to their family by bringing in the maddest, loveliest, greediest dog you've ever met, Kira. One thing I would say about Robert though, and warn anybody that might want to tell him something remotely private or secret, don't. And I'm serious about that. I've confided in him when talking about Gina, Stacey, or basically anything. Well, he can't keep his mouth shut. He runs and tells Stacey everything. Some may say that telling your partner everything is a good and open and transparent. Me, I just think he's a grass and should shut it. So you're warned, Stacey, tell him nothing, because secrets on the safe. Just before I leave the subject of the groom, I would also like to say to Stacey, if you want something done, do it yourself. As he's the world worse than getting out. He actually asked me the other day if this bit was in. So you want something done, do it yourself. As he's the world worse than getting out in there and doing things. It takes some ages. Robert may say, name something then, and he thinks he does react quickly and gets things done. My reply is a private in-family joke that says, what dentist have you got? 6 months and the two of them haven't got a dentist yet. The next part I'd like to move on to is absent friends. Given that we've all turned up to celebrate this wedding in these beautiful surrounds, shows that Stacey and Robert have all Stacey and Robert are well thought of and have a good support group around them. However, it would be wrong not to mention those people that we have, would have liked to have been here with us, those grannies, grandpas and other close family friends, etc. In particular, I'd like to mention Robert's mum, Ida May. He was taken too early in life, and I would, I'm sure, have been really proud to have been here sat here today and witnessed her son being married. I'm sure that she would have taken Stacey as well and welcomed you into her family as we have welcomed Robert into ours. However, it might have taken some time, as I'm sure that anyone sitting here, Lynn, you can bear witness to this. However, I'm sure that some time as anyone sitting here today that knew her would tell you that she was a stickler and a feisty woman. I knew her through my work, and God, she was tough to deal with at times. But what I can say is anything she did was for others in their community. She used to give my foreman at work a roasting over the leg at play park, and then give him a wee peck in the cheek before he left. I think that describes her perfectly. I'm also referring to others that have passed on, such as nanas, papas, aunts, uncles, friends, etc., who would have been proud to have been part of this day if they'd been with us. I'm going to ask you all to raise a glass to have some friends and family. Have some friends and family. Bridesmaids, best man, I think I'm doing